Even in this polarized time, there's more that we Hoosiers have in common than what divides us. What can any of us do? What should we do to help our system of government work better? Mayor Peterson.
Yeah, I do think we have more in common than what divides us. I think about how often people feel divided by politics, but imagine going to a sporting event, say the Indianapolis Colts or the Indiana Pacers. You look around, you don't know the political affiliation of almost anybody there. Do you look at them as the enemy? Of course not. You see them as people who are engaged in cheering on the same team that you're cheering on. That is true in almost every aspect of our lives together, except for these divisive political issues that tend to drive wedges between us. So I think we need to step back and see that there's more to life than winning on a political issue. And that in the system of government we have, this isn't handed down by God on tablets, and mom and dad aren't going to step in and fix this. Self-government means we govern ourselves. We have a responsibility to be involved and to be part of this because there's no court of appeals, there's nobody else that can do this for us. We're not always going to win. In a system of self-government, you're figuring out solutions when people disagree. That's okay. You're not always going to win, but you've got to be involved. And if you are, you're going to find that there's a satisfaction that comes from that participation uh, uh, it, and being involved in self-government, whether you win on every issue or you don't.
Right. That applies to the voters too, right? Getting their way every time or not. Mayor Goldsmith, same question, and we'll give you the last word.
Well, I like that, having the last word. Thank you. Well, let me think about your question and the mayor's answer. We have more in common, obviously, as Hoosiers than we have differences. But the current political system exaggerates the differences, right? So there's a mismatch between our values and how they're expressed. I mean, without commenting politically on Indiana events, those recent Indiana Senate campaigns, right? The amount of out-of-state money that exaggerates our differences, right? The systems that we use that empower the fringes, those make it very difficult for our common values to be expressed. So that just means we have to, those of us who think of ourselves as more centrist, need to be more activists. The work that you all do in Recenter Indiana is important as well. So if you look at how to improve what connects us, I would say let's look at what would hold us together, right? So as a community, we have common social values. Most Hoosiers believe in the same sorts of things, but we do lack a little bit in context. We don't understand the lives of folks who don't live in our neighborhood. So how do we serve? How do we volunteer? How do we participate in the political system? How do we do religious volunteerism? How do we have dialogue with folks who disagree with us so we understand what they're all about? So how do we lift up the voices where most Hoosiers agree in order to change the political system that exaggerates where they disagree? There's hope in all that. Hoosiers have good common sense, and I think we'll get back to the right place.
Common sense and hope. Two great thoughts to leave on. Gentlemen, thank you both for taking the time to be with us. We really appreciate your dedication and your service.
Thank you.
Thank you.